Hi everybody, this is Shane with Shane Plays. We're going to do another little quick how-to on EVE Online. My first one I did a few weeks back was how to find and mine an asteroid. And that actually seemed fairly popular, so I guess there's some demand out there for people looking for information on EVE. So what I wanted to do after using the Venture, which is sort of the workhorse mining frigate of the EVE universe, for several months, I finally upgraded to a mining barge. I mined enough to realize that I'm probably going to keep mining, and as a result I needed to up my game. So what this video will be is not, once again, like my previous how-to. It's not going to be an in-depth tutorial and guide on every aspect of mining and mining barges. It's just going to help show the stuff that I was confused on when I first upgraded to a barge. So what I've done is I've got my retriever, which is pretty cool looking. And the reason I chose a retriever, did a little bit of research beforehand, and I ended up on the wiki, eveuniversity.org, the mining 102 page, because I was like, I don't know which of these barges to get. And you're going to spend 10, 20, 30 million ISK just on the barge. That doesn't include the skills and the equipment. So the three main barges are here. You got a procurer, which focuses on being a tank. So it evidently can take a lot of banging before it blows up. So if you're going to be in areas where you think that you're going to be attacked a lot, the retriever, the focus is on autonomy, and it has this high solo capacity autonomy. That was very appealing to me because a lot of the way I play EVE is to just kind of, while I'm working, run EVE in the background and mine. So I find some asteroids and start mining them and go back to my thing and then come check on it later. So that was very appealing to me. And then lastly, we have the Coveter here, which focuses on production. And it said, it's designed for team operations with Orca industrial support. Well, so far I'm sort of like a solo player in EVE. I haven't really hooked up with any groups or anything. So the retriever seemed the best option for me. You may have different needs. Now, I think I'm eventually going to upgrade to the Mackinac, which is the Tech 2 version of the mining barge. This is a skiff, Mackinac, and Hulk. And the Mackinac focuses on autonomy, but has shield resistance bonus, etc., making the Mac the most popular mining ship in EVE today. So I will more than likely go that direction. Now, let's take a look real quick at the retriever and look at the skills that are required that I had to upgrade to get into this thing. So I'm sure there's 8 million different ways to do this. The way I usually look up information on ships is I just look up the ship in the market. As you can see, in the area I'm in, it's anywhere from high 20s to mid 30s in the millions on the ISK to buy it. But I want to hover over the little eye here and I want to look at the requirements. So I had to upgrade my astrogeology level to 3, and then also you have to have your science level 4, your mining level 4. I had to upgrade those. I had to upgrade my science. Well, I already pointed that out, and my industry to level 5. In addition to the skills that I already had trained. So it took me a few days of training to even get to where I could get in the ship. Now the ship itself, once you buy it, another thing I want to point out is, this ship will use drones. It ups your drone capacity. The Venture had room for 2 drones. This ship has, and I think all the mining barges have room for 5 drones. And the reason I'm pointing that out is, you know, to use that many drones, you need to up your skill level in drones. So, which I think I'm up to 4, and I need to upgrade mine to 5 so that I can make use of everything. But what I'm doing right now is basically 1 Hornet for protection for pirates, and then 3 mining drones. Now let's look at the fitting. And here's what messed me up. When you first open it up, you're like, oh, there's no turret hard points and there's no launcher hard points, whereas the Venture had a couple of turret hard points. So it's like, well, how do I fit a mining laser? Is the only thing I can do to use drones? Because if I can only use 5 drones, that doesn't sound very efficient. So it took me a while to flail it around. At first I thought that I needed to upgrade rigging and then rig the ship to be able to accept turrets, and that ended up being wrong. So what happens is when you get up into mining barges, you start using strip miners, not mining lasers. Okay, and these strip miners are sweet. They have a much longer range, and they, you know, they're a lot more efficient than a mining laser. So that kind of messed me up for a second. Kind of a little rabbit hole that I chased down. So hopefully I can help you avoid that. You've only got 1 medium slot, so I threw a shield booster in there. And keep in mind, I mean, there's people that take this fitting stuff down to a science. They've got formulas and charts and graphs and dog tricorders, for all I know. I mean, and they're like, no, you got to do this for the maximum this, and that's fine if that's how people play. I may eventually get to that point, but right now this is just a basic fitting. You will likely find something that works better for you. Another thing that you'll notice with the Retriever, it is slow compared to the Venture. So I did throw a overdrive injector system on it that helps a little bit, not a whole lot. And when you throw one of these on, it takes some of your cargo space, if I remember right. Attributes. Yeah, it kills some of your cargo space. So I threw an expanded cargo hold on there to help compensate for that. I will probably find a better fitting as time goes on, but right now that's how I'm doing things, just kind of living and learning. So, and I guess I need to train a skill. Looks like I'm trained up. Let me see if I can train something that there we go. Drones. It is running. Oh, the reason it looks like nothing's in there is because it's just started. Yeah, this is where I'm training my drones up to 5, so I can control that extra drone. Okay, so let's take this baby out on a quick jaunt. One dock. What I love is you're like, wow, this ship is huge, and then you get out into the main EVE universe and you see how small it really is. It's tiny compared to the scale of space stations. So let's go in here and take a look at this sucker. There's some really cool stuff in the design, skin, if you will, of the ship. Nice little touches. See the little arms there, kind of implying industrial activity. And then you have these sort of gears. Let's see if we can get in on that. Yeah, right there, where it's like it's crunching or crushing something. That's very, very nice touch. Just kind of an interesting looking ship. And these are the strip miners here. These kind of little bumps. And when you first buy the ship, you don't have those. You know, it doesn't appear like that. That artistic effect does not appear until you actually load the strip miners. So let's go find an asteroid. As you probably know by now, to get to an asteroid field, you just right click in space, hover, find an asteroid belt, and then I always warp to within 0 to get right up in there. So, you know, on my research on at least the Retriever, I'm assuming it applies to other mining barges as well. The overall just basic speed of the ship is slower. I think it takes longer to get into position to warp, and the actual warp factor, I guess if that's the right word, is like with a Venture was ×5, and with this sucker is ×3. So okay, yeah, let's see if I can fight. See the inertia modifier or hold. I know the warp stuff's in here somewhere. Yeah, it's 3, whereas the Venture was 5, and the max velocity is much slower than the Venture. Okay, so I'm in an asteroid field, and this sucker has been mined out. There's no asteroids. Let's go find another one. Oh, the exciting life of an Eve miner. I do eventually want to get more into the combat. I've done some of the combat. I actually have a Crow frigate, but this mining just fits in well with being able to work and also have something going in the background with the Eve. Okay, so we have some asteroids here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head towards one of these Veldspars. I tend to mine Veldspar. It's by no means the only mineral out there, but it sells well. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to launch 1 Hobgoblin and 3 mining drones. So probably the nicest thing, the 2 nicest things, I should say, about upgrading to a mining barge is these strip miners have a fantastic range, up to 15 kilometers. Whereas I think a mining laser, you had to be within like a kilometer, if I remember right. I'd have to go look. It was much slower or shorter range. I'm going to venture out here. Make sure I'm not stepping on his toes. But this is what I'm talking about. I mean, it takes a long time. With the Venture, you know, you definitely had more speed. Need to see what this guy is mining. Like I said, I don't want to be rude and get in the middle of his stuff. I'm guessing he's going to be on some Veldspar, but if that's the case, I'll just mine some Plagioclass, Plagioclass. I don't know how you say that. But this, you know, the trade-off for the increased capacity and those strip miners is, I mean, the ship is slow. It's an adjustment to get used to the slowness. So I'm going to go ahead and speed things up. I'm within 15K of a few different asteroids here. So normally I would get closer so that my mining drones would be more efficient. Now what is he mining here? I really don't want to get in the middle of his... What are you mining there, buddy? I can't. Okay, so he's mining Plagioses. So I'm going to go after the I'm going to go after the Veldspar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get 3 asteroids locked in, and the closest one I'm going to put my mining drones on, you know, because they have to go there and back, so try to make them a little bit more efficient. And then on each one of these, on that Veldspar, I'm going to put a strip miner. Oh, got to be closer than 15. I thought I was. Let me get a little bit closer. I was at 15, not under 15. Range is still much better than that Venture, though. Now, this Venture seems to have some pretty sweet range on it over here. That asteroid seems pretty far out, but I'm not sure. Maybe he's got some upgrades or something. My Venture didn't have that great of a range. Okay, so on this one I'm going to drop a strip miner, and on this one I'm going to drop a strip miner. And now I've got two asteroids going with a strip miner, and I've got another one going with the mining drones. So there we go. And that is getting a Venture, or not a Venture, a Retriever or another mining barge going. Keep in mind, there's all different ways to mine in areas. I'm in a very high security, just kind of I just need my little Hornet, or my Hobgoblin, that is kind of flying around protecting me, and I can just mine. So the ore hold, you know, went from 0 of 5,000 to 0 of 26.4 with the Retriever. So I've only had one full hold so far, but it sold between 3 and 4 million on one mining run. So you really will pay off. It'll pay itself off pretty quick. I think it's worth it to upgrade if you're going to keep with mining. So thanks for watching Shane Plays. I hope this video helped just with some basics on maybe avoiding some gatyas on getting into a mining barge from a frigate, or if by some chance you're just jumping straight into mining barges. I hope this was helpful.